What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a live show. It's been a week since I did the last live show. I think it is. I think it's a week because I left on Friday, so it's a week since the live show, and it's almost game day. We play on Sunday, so that's in about 2-3 days. Um, so we're gonna talk about a little bit about game day because that's around the corner on Sunday against Fiorentina, and I think, or not think, but like potentially Allegri is up against some tough decisions, maybe decisions nobody would have thought you should be making at the start of this season or at the end of last season, maybe, but potentially you should considering doing them, making those decisions now ahead of Fiorentina because there's a lot of talk, excuse me, about formation change after the Empoli game. I think Verona game, excuse me. I think Dazan posted a piece of paper where Allegri potentially had a 4-3-3 lineup, and then today there's news that it could be a 4-3-1-2 lineup potentially ahead to Fiorentina. Um, we're gonna talk about that a little bit, and also about some certain players individually, as of should they play, shouldn't they play whatsoever. Also, for the people asking, Julian is not gonna be on the channel um, often, maybe once a month, because he's extremely busy in his personal life. So it is what it is. So it's gonna be me. It's gonna be a lot of me, and that's why I'll ask you guys, what do you want to see, um, content-wise? Because I know I need to switch it up if it's just gonna be me. So if you have any suggestions, ideas for content, let me know. Let me know on Twitter, whatever, DM me or in the comments, and I will try to figure out. I already have some things planned to work on in the next couple of weeks because I know it's not fun to listen to one person, and I personally don't like to talk to myself all day long about the same thing. So working on it, but let me know in the comments if you have any ideas, because Julian is maybe gonna be on once a month, and that's a maybe. Um, but we will see how that will go, obviously. Um, let's go into the video, into the live show, and I think the big question is Kean. Or like the big topic or the main topic is Kean, because that was a topic of conversation on Saturday after we won against Verona. And even against Milan, to be honest. Somebody told me I don't give him credit. You haven't watched the last 2 weeks if you think I don't give Kean credit. I like after the Milan game, I came on and said, why did he get subbed off? Because he was the best player out there against Milan as well. He was lively, he looked dangerous, he looked in the game like for 90 minutes, for 65 minutes, whatever, how much he played, 58. He looked into the game, he looked up for it, and I was like, you do not sub him off when he's playing like that. If you want to bring in Vlahovic, great. Milik was playing poor. You take off Milik because Kean was playing extremely well, I thought, against Milan, considering how we looked as a team, to be honest. Against Verona, he was brilliant. Kean, he was excellent. The goals, it is what it is. Not even the goals, because the goals were good goals, good taking goals, especially that first one. But just in the game, he looked sharp. He looked hungry. He looked determined to prove himself. Whatever, he looked like an extremely good player out there. On the Saturday, and it wasn't his game in terms of not finishing, because the finishing was there, but like the goals weren't coming because of obvious things, VAR. I think Allegri takes him off, and I didn't agree with that. And yes, you have Vlahovic on the bench, but to be honest, if you have a player playing that well, like it wasn't that. How do you want to say that? It wasn't that we were missing something up top against Verona that you were like, okay, we need to make a change up top, otherwise we're not going to score. That was not the issue against Verona, to be honest. So when he took off Kean, I was like, this is not going going to end well, and he left straight to the locker room. He came back a couple of minutes after that, which I fully understand. It's okay. He didn't leave the stadium. He just went into the locker room. He was pissed about so many things that game, and he just came back out, which I'm fine. Don't do that in front of the camera or whatever. I didn't like Allegri's explanation afterwards, saying that he's playing well, but he still needs to learn, and he had a yellow card. I was like, at that moment in time, just let him play. He messed up last season against Roma. He did. I want to see, and I think he needed to see, did he mature? Did he grow up? If he did he learn from the Roma game last season? Now we don't know. We don't know if he can keep a cool head after being on the yellow, being disallowed 2 goals, whatever. We don't know. At this moment in time, we still have no idea. Allegri claims, he still needs to take steps in that regard. But we don't know that for a fact because he took him off. He took him off, and I was like, that's like, if you have doubts about Kean's psyche in terms of can he keep a cool head on a yellow card when nothing is going his way in terms of, the goals. Now you take him off and you basically tell him and you tell us, like, with the exact words that you still need to mature. What kind of effect will that have on him moving forward? Because he's playing well at this point. He must be thinking like, what am I doing wrong that I'm coming off when I was the best player on the pitch, probably 2 games in a row. So does Kean, should Kean start? I think yes. I think the answer is yes. Vlahovic, I love him. Love Vlahovic. He's not fit. He hasn't played well the last 2 weeks. Kean should start against Fiorentina. And this might sound crazy and wild, but Kean is playing that well that I think it's very unfair to now tell him you're being benched. I would say I'd say Vlahovic was on a hot streak and he got suspended. Second yellow card, a third yellow card, whatever. And he's back. I'll get it. You play him. But he's been injured. He hasn't been playing well. And Kean has been playing well the last 2 weeks. I think he deserves to start. I think it's very harsh to tell him now you're done. You're cooked on the bench. Because it's not that Vlahovic has been performing extremely well. It's not that Chiesa is playing week in, week out because he's been injured. So it's not that you can look around and be like, okay, you're playing well, but I have Chiesa and Vlahovic who are doing extremely well. So bad luck for you. You're sitting on the bench. That's not the case up front for us. That's absolutely not the case. He's playing well, probably the best out of all the options we have at this moment in time up top. He should be starting. And I don't think it's gonna happen. I would be shocked if it happens against Fiorentina, unless Chiesa is absolutely not fit to start. Then maybe. But even then, I think you will prefer Milik and Vlahovic up top, which is absolutely madness at this moment in time because I think the way Kean looked the last 2 games, it's the best he's looked ever since he returned. And he had some absolutely stinkers of games, periods. Even when he was scoring goals, like throughout 90 minutes, it was horrible to watch. And I'm at a point where I'm like, he's finally playing well. It's a damn shame to not play him. And that's just maybe me, but like, it would be a damn shame to not play him on Sunday because I think he deserves to start. He showed that, especially against Verona. He proved that, he has a place in this team when needed. Milik doesn't get enough credit for how good he is off the bench. He should not start. Yeah, off the bench, I have no problem with Milik off the bench, but like when he starts, he doesn't look good. He doesn't offer a lot. He can come off the bench and hold on to the ball, make an impact, be important in certain moments, like he was against Verona. But when he starts, it's not really good, especially the last weeks. It's just poor, if we're being completely honest. So I don't think he should be in the mix to start a game, especially not on Sunday. Excuse me. I don't think he should be even in the mix to start that game, and that's just me, to be honest. I don't think that should be an option. If I'm being completely honest with you, I don't think that should be an option. But who knows? Like, who knows? It's Allegri. He does certain things his way. He does things we don't fully understand, and that's maybe the next topic I want to talk about, and that's Kostic, because I have a feeling he will start Kostic again on Sunday. I have a feeling he will start Kostic again on Sunday. I really, really, really do. And I have absolutely no explanation. I don't even have one argument to tell you why Kostic is playing, why he's starting, and I'm not even gonna buy defensively he's better. Okay, but when he comes off, the difference moving forward is scary. Like, the difference is big time. It's not, oh, you don't really notice it. You really, really notice it. And you sit back and you're like, okay, for all the potential defensive duties he's doing, going forward, he offers extremely little. He offers nothing. And even last season, he was getting the numbers with the assists. And I think we all knew what type of player we were bringing in. And we kind of made our peace with it. This season, it's not working off. I remember against Milan, the first thing he does against Verona, the first thing, I think it was like 50 seconds in, and he doesn't look up. He just receives the ball on the touchline and he puts in a cross, and the camera pans to Vlahovic, and he's like, chill. Like, calm down. It's just look up. Nobody was into the box. Like, it was way too early. And not even the crosses are coming off now. Not even that, or even cutting inside, and entering that box. He's not doing that. And when you bring in Cambiaso, it's day and night. Like, it's day and night. And I'm not even sitting here saying Cambiaso is world class or potentially world class or whatever. But the difference in mobility and ability on the ball, or like maybe not even on the ball, like movement wise especially, is so big, and it's so important to the style of play we produce on that pitch, that you sit back and you're like, how is Cambiaso not starting? And I'm not even starting on talking about Ealing Jr. at this moment in time, because that's a very sad situation as well. Cambiaso should be starting because he came on and it looked different. It looked different. It looked more. We look more of a team. We look more like a team that was willing to go out there and score goals, was willing to go out there and compete, was willing to go out there and actually win that game. I don't think we really had that up to that point. Another player that, in my opinion, should be starting is Miretti. And he probably will start because Weah is injured and McKennie is dropping to that right-hand side. So, by default, I think Miretti is going to play. Excuse me. Miretti is going to play probably by default, but I think Miretti should just be playing based on the last two games, especially the last game, because he was still getting stick post Verona, and I had absolutely no clue why he was getting stick after the Verona game. He gave away one pass, but if you want to focus on that, then you are probably going to drop every single player in that team. You're just going to do that. He was key, same, and Cambiaso, to that win, in my opinion, or to putting pressure on Verona, because we were putting absolutely no pressure up to that point. When Cambiaso and Miretti came on, we changed the game flipped because there was off-ball movement. There were cutting players inside, overlapping. That was absolutely not happening before that, And the argument you have with Miretti is, oh, he doesn't score goals. I agree, but if he scores a goal against Fiorentina and you flip to, oh, now I like him, we have an issue. Because scoring goals, that will come. He will get that goal and then he will score a few more goals here and there. That will come. That you can maybe potentially teach, if you want to call that. But ability to play and to see things and to make certain movements and whatever, you cannot learn. Like, you have it or you absolutely do not have it. Certain players can play and they know where to be in certain moments. Other players, they can. I don't think you ever can learn that, So that's Miretti. he will get that goal and he will whatever score a couple of more goals here and there. But I think he's key, especially in this setup, especially in this team with the players we have, to create any sort of fluent football or whatever. Like create any sort of potentially attacking football or like putting pressure on teams, making teams doubt because it was very, very bleak with McKennie in that midfield. And McKennie's been playing well this season. He has been playing well compared to McKennie from the past. I think that's important because personally, when I watch McKennie, I still believe he doesn't offer quite enough. On the ball, like when he's on the right hand side, he's doing well, but I'm not watching him Miretti and I'm like, excuse me, McKennie, and I'm like, that's what I need in that position. Like there's absolutely still no output. It goes extremely well to a certain point, and then you see his limitations, and you're like, okay, what now? Because in that area of that pitch, when he's on the right hand side, you need more. You need a player who can beat his man, put in a good cross or whatever. Any of those things. And McKennie is not one of those players. He's doing well, but for the player in that position, playing that position, no. We still need better. We still need more. But he's gonna play there because Weah is injured. Hopefully he's back after an international break. But we knew that. We didn't sign a right winger in the summer. It was an issue, and now it's an even bigger issue because Weah is out, and you just are playing McKennie there, which yes, doing well, but like the output is still not there. Like the danger is still not there at this moment in time. So for me, it remains an issue. But the main question is Kean. I don't think he's gonna play Kean, by the way. But I think Kean, it will be extremely harsh to not start him on Sunday. Excuse me. It will be extremely harsh. And I have no idea how he would feel if he gets told you're being benched now. Because if he's not starting now when he's in this form, quote unquote, then when is he gonna start games again? Is he just gonna start games when players are really injured, whatever? So it's a tough decision. I think it's a very tough decision, but it's a decision that needs to be made, and we will see what he will do. We will see how he will set up the team against Fiorentina. I think the big questions is up top, Kean, and on the left-hand side, is it going to be Cambiaso or is it going to be Kostic? Other than that, the team picks itself at this moment in time because of injuries and not having enough players in certain positions. So that's that. Again, before I wrap it up, Julian, for the people asking, it's not going to be on the channel anymore. Maybe once a week. He's extremely busy. So it is what it is. It's sad, but that's life. I have some ideas to change certain things content-wise because I know it's not fun to just listen to one people. That was not what this channel is about. I don't like that. Doing solo lives, doing solo videos, or whatever, podcast. I need to find a solution for that. But if you have any suggestions, content-wise, or if you have anything to say, reach out to me on Twitter or in the comments, and I will see what I can do content-wise for the channel. But that's it for me for today. I will be live tomorrow as well, so stay tuned for that. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit that bell notification, and I will see you guys tomorrow.